Hello, Dr. Clif, your movement recovery specialist, and welcome back to Breakfast at the Office, coffee number 15 already. And today we're having some Publix Premium Dark Roast Coffee. Now, this comes pretty expectedly from the Publix supermarket. Been corrected by one of the viewers. I keep calling it the food mart or the shop or something, but it's a supermarket. I don't want to make Publix unhappy because they have good stuff and they almost have a monopoly in South Florida, so we don't want to stop getting their things. This cost me, I think, about 14 bucks. I don't have the receipt right here, but when I figured out price per pound, it's $11 per pound. So a little more expensive than some of the brands we've had recently, but cheaper than some of the other premium coffees. And if you live outside of Florida, unless you're maybe in one of our regional states right nearby, it might be a little tough to find. But if you do live here, this is pretty good stuff. It smells kind of smoky, almost like a black pepper smell, and maybe some wood, like cedar planks or something. Pretty complex smell. On the side here, it has its little story: delicious cup of coffee, exquisite combination of science and art. Then it says Arabica coffee beans, used from the world's finest, grown only at certain elevations, probably on the side of volcanic mountains again, right? Between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. So they don't tell us exactly what countries, but basically in that strip of real estate fairly close to the equator around the world. So most of these beans probably come from South America, Latin America, like some of the other ones. Some might come from over in Asia as well, or even Africa. But we know sort of the area, that belt around the middle of the planet. Expert nurturing, flourish, produce delicate fruit that contains the coffee bean. Carefully roasting gives coffee its rich, delicious flavor. During the process, which takes only minutes, natural sugars within the beans are released and become caramelized. The longer the roast, the fuller the flavor. And somewhat surprisingly, the less caffeine. We've talked about that before. The dark roast has a stronger flavor, but the medium roast actually has more caffeine. Except somehow some magic roasting technique or something, that Death Wish coffee that we had a few days ago. I'll put a link up here. It's very dark, but very caffeinated at the same time. So, let's see what it tastes like. It's good. It's smoky. A little bit bitter at the beginning. Yeah, a little bitter. Not as smooth as some of the other coffee we've had. Almost a heavy taste. Like there's a lot going on there, but it's a little harder to tell exactly what that is. Maybe a hint of licorice. It's complex, definitely. Even though I made this in my Hampton Beach single cup drip coffee maker that I like, and if you're interested in that, it's down there in the description. It tastes almost like I had a big pot of coffee sitting on the, old-time Mr. Coffee machine or something, and this was the coffee that was at the bottom that's like okay, but it sat a little long. I don't know why it tastes that way, but it does. It's okay. Taste, I'm gonna give it a 6. It's a strong 6, but it's really not that much above average, only because of that bitterness, which is surprising to me, because I've had other coffees of theirs and I don't remember that. I've even had this dark coffee before, and I don't remember it being this bitter. Maybe it's just this batch, or maybe it's because I've had so many other coffees in the last couple weeks, but that bitterness is just a little more than I would like. Still okay coffee though. It's not going in the sink, don't worry. If you enjoyed this video and you aren't subscribed, please consider subscribing. You don't want to miss any of our other coffee reviews, or other things that are coming in January. Probably a little less breakfast and a little bit more exercise. That's that red button down here in the corner. It says subscribe. If you're already subscribed, thank you for coming back. We have a few days left, 2 would be a few, of coffee reviews before we get to the end. I may have a whole bunch of coffee in a day or 2. That's not the best plan. Or I may have a couple bonus coffees at the beginning of January, because I got some coffee for Christmas, so I actually have some extra coffees left. But tomorrow we're going to have the #1 ranked coffee on Amazon. And then on New Year's Eve, we're going to have the 2 coffees I have left. One is a local small coffee company, and the other one is a fairly small but growing coffee company that does a lot for vets and wounded warriors and other, police officers, that kind of thing, that I think is a good cause, and they make some real good coffee. So those are the 3 coffees we have left. Make sure to come back. And until tomorrow, remember, life is a strange sport, so get stronger and get living.